So the sun's gonna burn us up, huh? The second binary sun or something like that? Or planet Nebra, whatever. Or when the first sun goes down. You know, at noon. Okay, so it's going down at noon in Jerusalem. Because remember, I was going over the sun, how I think it's going to go down, you know, the simulator, whether it was going to go from west to east, go from Alaska and then turn back around and be, that way the sun is out the entire day, or was it going to just drop down at noon to turn into darkness because it's gonna open, the sky's gonna, you know, the fade in the sky. Once the sky fades, it's gonna open up at midnight, obviously 3.5 days later, because you have the confirmation that it's going to go down at noon. Because when Stephen over there has the world script in his hand and he's trying to say things as if he's a prophet and he knows, well, he only knows because he has the connections with the people that are in charge of flying the simulator and parking it in the sea after it rises up from the sea. So that's the whole I am a prophet speak, where in detail, he's getting into detail now. I wonder how, like, I just hope you're acting, Steve. I really do. I don't think you are, because I can feel the anger and the frustration that you got, and I don't even care if you believe it or not. I mean, these are real thoughts coming from your brain. But I just, I'm holding on to hope that you're just the greatest actor that has ever lived. Nobody's coming to your help. That everybody is seeing right through what you're doing and saying, but you have to continue to act anyway. I mean, yeah, are you an actor? Yes, you're an actor. But what I'm saying is the greatest actor, because you would be the only one that has me deceived in believing that you're just out of control. So if you're acting like you're out of control, you are good, man. You are good, but it's not the case, because you can tell that you don't have the Holy Spirit in you. You can tell. Like, people just can't. Like, I can act like I don't have the Holy Spirit. I can act that way if I wanted to. It wouldn't serve any purpose. So that's what I'm saying. It just doesn't make sense. But you can tell when people just absolutely don't have the Holy Spirit in them. Like Derek from Bob Truth and End Time Watchmen. This your employees, Steve, the ones you got here that are reading the Bible literally and just like believing that fire. The ones that you're telling that the fire is going to come down, and people are going underground because they need to start living on. Now, I just thought of this just now. People are going underground because you are telling them that the sun and the fire, and because the sky is covered up, but the real true alignment of the stars and the sun and the moon, and when God said he's going to destroy the earth with fire. And so you understanding, this is why you understand dark sentences, hidden sentences, and you know the truth, but you're turning from it. You know that God is not dropping fireballs from the sky. You know that, but that's you understanding those hidden sentences that we understand also, and then using it literally. So you're using that weapon against all your 450 false prophets, telling them how it's going down literally, and because they're blind, they're believing you that the Bible is written like that. And yeah, you know, because you're a prophet and you're telling them what's going to happen beforehand, and you're telling them what they're even saying and talking about behind the walls and the doors, because you have surveillance and you're listening to them. So for the ones that don't know that Steve is watching you and surveilling you and you work for him, and you wonder, like, man, he really knows, like, how did he know that I came into work at 10 minutes late and I was talking about how I can't stand Steve? You know? That's why, because he has surveillance. So that's to the 450 false prophets. You guys that are still coming against me, go ahead and keep helping Steve. Help him all the way to the very bitter end. So there's messages to certain individual groups, and that message is for you guys. Go ahead. Go underground. Because you know what? God is going to destroy the earth with fire and brimstone. Look, I'm not going underground, but I'm going to die in a baptism of fire. Fire. Yeah, fire. I'm going to die in fire, according to Steve. Well, just like every other dry threat, let's see it for myself. Just like the lawsuits, let's see it, Steve. Just like everything, let's see it. Gang stalking, does it exist anymore? I don't know. I'm just going to assume it does. I don't really know. So the tactics are old, they don't work, your spell is dried up, and it's just a matter of time until well, once this happens, you know, again, everything has to happen still. Everything has to happen first, you know. You'll see everything happening, and then once that 3-week period is up, after that, my people will be delivered, everyone that's written in the book of life, and some to everlasting life, and some to everlasting shame and contempt, because it's going to continue on. You're going to have a continuous shame when you're in your bunker and it's time to get the hell out, because nothing happened up here, you know. So there's people that are going underground. They truly believe Steve is like this other group of people. They truly believe that Steve is a prophet from God, all right, an evil one. Some people believe he's Christ reincarnate. I think some people might believe that. If they're watching my video, they don't believe it anymore. And they're like, man, what was I thinking? Because at one point, I actually thought that he might have that spirit of Elijah, right? And like he was saying in the beginning, I'm like, Steve, don't you realize that Elijah slew those 450 false prophets with the word? He's like, with the word, huh? I'm like, yeah, he didn't freaking literally take all 450 of them by himself and slay them. He slew them with the word of God. That's why they jumped up on it. That's why all your 450 false prophets in real life are doing the same thing. When they get slain by truth from me, it's like, Robin, I'm gonna jump up to the altar and it typifies anger, okay? Anger, cutting yourself, just frustration, like, Robin, he's just one person. And there's all 450 clowns. That's alright. Look, I still look at you as like my brothers and sisters and whoever you are. And I just look at you like, well, you need a little bit of help, and you're gonna get it. You're not gonna listen to me. You're not gonna believe me, and you're not supposed to. And I'm not supposed to get offended if you do. And I'm not supposed to be insecure, because I know that for a fact. I'm not supposed to say, you know, I don't really care if you believe me or not, guys, Ray, because I absolutely care. That's what bothers me so much, because I care. Like, oh man, nobody's going to come and help me because my kingdom I can't have a kingdom here. Nobody's going to help me. It's like, you're so right, Steve. That's exactly what, you know, You're not saying it in that meaning that way, but it's true what you're saying. Nobody will help you. That's why you can't have your satanic kingdom on earth. Only Christ can have his kingdom, and you can't stop it no matter what. So wow, man, people actually believe that we're gonna freaking blow up. Like there's people that believe, here's the category, Mark 18 mod 0. I'll give a perfect example. You don't believe that the sun, like stuff Steve's saying, you know he's full of shit. But you believe the war is real, and you believe that the bombs are going to be real and the nuclear stuff, so you're going to go underground and protect yourself because of that reason in your bunker. And then there's the ones that believe in that God's going to destroy the earth. And I mean, what sense does it make to go underground? You think God can't just collapse the damn dirt in on you? I don't care what kind of buildings, what kind of structure you got going on down underground. If God wanted to just crack the earth and shake the freaking earth like this, everything is just collapsing. It's not just up here. So that proves that people believe that God's gonna rain down fire and brimstone, and you're deceived by what Steve is telling you. And then, now that he already has you guys going underground, now he's going to threaten you with lava. Okay? He didn't say that one before. But you see how he already has the plan. He already knows he's going to get people to go underground because he's going to tell them the lies about the sky, the fade in the sky. The sky's fake. The only thing fading about it is the fakeness. Because the fakeness is going to fade away. And then here comes the real Son of God. Not the fake Son simulator. Because Steve is the Son simulator. He's simulating the Son of God. And he's simulating Lucifer, the prince and the power of the air. He's simulating everything. He's a simulator. He's not authentic. He's fake. But he will turn eventually, after nobody comes to his help. So there's the two differences with why people are going underground. And the elite, man, I kind of feel sorry for you guys, because he had you guys believing. And again, even if the elite know that the sky's fake, like all of them, and have that set up, even if they know that, because at one point I'm thinking, well, they absolutely know it, that they're in control. But then I forgot, builders do hire corrupt contractors, and they contract it out to their corrupt subs, and their subs, well, they try to cling on to iron, and they can't. I mean, it's been proven over time that so many Klingons tried to cling to this iron over in this channel, and they just get shooken off, just shake them off. And then what else is there? They believed, even if they believe, even if they know the sky is covered up because they're the ones in charge of it. There's deception after deception. It's levels. People. Steve has these people deceived, and what they know, and what they believe. They believe him. And when he's talking, they know he's full of shit with that, but they don't know he's full of shit with this. And it's like this, that. Yeah, we're the only ones that know that he's completely full of shit of everything. The elite still have fear towards him because they think that he's like a prophet from God, and he's the last Adam and everything he said with that book. And he's the only one that knows how to open that book. Okay, well, if you're the creator of it, fine, I'll give you that, Steve. You're the creator of the craft. But the spell doesn't work anymore. So the sky's covered up. Everything for the purpose of, number one, covering up the skies so nobody can really truly see the stars and the signs of the times that God has shown us that Christ is returning on earth. So that part I do believe now is true. I didn't at one point. I believe that the elite's plan, mainly Steve's, the prince of the power of the air, Lucifer, the sun simulator, was to create a sun simulator and simulate the sun. Cover up the stars, the moon, and the skies. That way you can't tell when Christ returns. The people on earth can't tell, like the real astronomers. But you guys see, because you're up above over all the technology, that most likely, as we live in our firmament and our earth that's stationary and a perimeter around, and up at the top, lasers from the ends of the earth. You know, what, you could just have it suction cup glued just like this freaking thing here, that you don't have to drill into the firmament. You just put your suction cups up there, point your laser beams all across the entire perimeter of the earth to the ends of the earth, and project whatever you want. And at the same time, you're using our dome as a mirror, because take a look inside of a TV. You have the projection camera, right? It's aimed up at an angle, and then there's a mirror right here, and then that projects off the mirror and then goes into the screen. That's exactly how they project images off of our dome with their lasers. That's why the clouds are, because they project the image off of the dome, mirroring down, and then it just projects a complete full image that you see, and it's completely 7D technology. If anybody's wondering how they can really project things in the sky, that's how. It's pretty simple, actually. More simple than I thought before. Because one time I thought they probably painted the dome, and I'm like, I don't know, no, it's just technology. So there's that reasoning for why it's covered up. So only they, the ones that know the truth, they know that Christ is on the earth. They know that his spirit is rising up in people. And so they're going to cover that up and hide it from us. And then we're going to figure that out anyway. And that's the best part about it. They're seeing that happen. And that's why that's why people are believing the Bible, because they're literally seeing that. Wow, and these people know what's going on, and we're the ones covering it up, and we know they're not even from our program. You know what I mean? So there's that. I do believe that now, because that's one of the reasons, one of the main reasons why, to hide the truth from us, because then the real astrologers won't be able to see that, wow, this is how the stars and everything is lined up. Christ is coming, just like they found him when he was a baby 2,000 years ago. You have that part, and then again, with Steve being the prince of the power of the air, you know, acting that role out, he knows who everybody is in the world. He knows who the 144,000 are. He found them. That's his job. God purposed it that way. That way he can find us. And then that way we can take over and rule. Satan's telling him another story, and that's, you know, it's kind of funny. It's a little sad at the same time, but you know, you deserve what you get, right? So the person that feels like he is not deceived out of everybody, because it's like Steve has all these connections, all this knowledge, all this understanding of what truly is going on in the world with the skies and everything, because he's in control of it. And then, but yet he is because he's like, I know all that and all these people on earth, and I'm surveilling them. Oh man, these people are so deceived. No, Steve, you are the most deceived, because Satan has you, oh man, by the balls. He got you so bad, Steve. He took you up to that mountain. You know, Christ is the one that said, nah, get behind me, Satan. Thou shalt not tempt thy Lord your God. But you're like, I am God. Yeah, Satan. Hey, I mean, I'm Satan too, you know. So, yeah, I'm going to take it. So you think all the people on earth are deceived, which they are. Yeah, they are. We're not. They are. But, you know, they're going to learn. They're going to learn some valuable lessons out of this too. Again, God's purpose. It's God's purpose that this happens this way. you think you're going to gather up the 144,000 and have them worship you, but it's God's plan for Satan to get you to find us within these past 8 years, and then for us to take over. That's why you're doing all the work. That's why Satan has to do all this work in the end. You say you're at rest, man, you are not at rest. Your soul it's being tormented, Steve, and that's the way it is. I don't feel bad for you at all, because your soul needs to be tormented. And that's what happens with people. Before they turn to Christ and be like, all right, fine, God, go ahead, take over my life. I'm a freaking loser. Because that's what I said when I was in jail. I'm like, I am finished with this life. Please, God, take over. And that's what happens. So, who's really deceived? And then the fire thing, baptized with fire. Fire's going to come. It's so obvious and plain and simple anymore. It's just at one point, you're thinking like, I don't know, man. Is the Bible? It's like, it's kind of fairy tale in some way. That I just no, it's real. Man. Anybody has ever had any questions and doubts? It's real. It's so real. It's not surreal. It's so real. It's like, how do you feel about the Bible today, Mr. Hood? It's like, it's so real that it's completely sane. What other reasons are there? I'm trying to think. Just off the top of my head, thank God I don't have a script. I guess I can believe it now. I can believe that you know what it is? It's hard to think sometimes, like, how can everybody be involved? And then the ones that aren't involved, how don't they know what Steve's? And then how do the ones that are somewhat like his bosses, how don't they know how can't they see? They know he's lying, but he's telling you it's okay to lie, because that's what, the new Christ in town is like. It's okay to lie. Don't feel bad. And so he has them thinking one thing. That's the thing that's kind of mind-blowing. The amount of people and levels of deception that Steve has people under his spell, including the elite themselves, has them under the thought of, well, they know that the sky's covered, number one, if that's one of the theories. Either they do know or they don't. It's one or the other. But if they do know it's covered up, well, then they know that the stars are here. God is on his way. You're supposed to kill Christ on earth, and you guys got to get underground. I mean, and Steve's telling him, I'll stay up above. Okay, I will be the trooper, and I'll pray to my God. I'll pray to him that he opens up the sky after the 3 days of darkness. After the skies, I'll pray, and then probably 3.5 days later, he'll open up the sky. But I can't promise you, okay? I can't promise you. I just, I don't know, we might all die. I think he's saying that that's right. Oh, man. He's the sacrificial lamb. He's telling them, look, guys, I'll save you, all right? You all go underground, all right? Because I love you. I'll go underground. I'll stay above. And I'll die for you, just like I did the last time on the cross. Because nobody's going to come to my help. I'll die for you guys. And then they're believing that lie as the sacrificial lamb. And then others that know that he's just going to stay above ground because him and his buddies are going to perform signs, miracles, and wonders when everybody's on the ground, and show them, the stuff the fire from heaven. And then he could die for 3.5 days, and then tell them he came back to life, and then could pop back up. So, go ahead, dude. Go ahead. Go right ahead. I love people that climb beside you, look. I'll just give you an example. Just to get to the back of that dump truck. Idiots. Just to get to the back of the dump truck faster than me. To get close to sideswiping you just so they can get to the back of that dump truck faster than myself. Look, see, what, can I get over? Like, what's over on this side here? I'm sorry, God, but you know what? Sometimes your people are just flat out impatient. And then the 450 false prophets, they're told to go underground. But they're told to go underground and continue to worship Steve. Look, there you go. There you go. There you go. And then he hurried up and got to the red light before the dump truck got to the red light. Man. So the 450 false prophets are going underground, and Steve wants them to continue to worship him. You know, like Steve Fletcher, prime example. Heading over to South America, right? You might not be going in your bunker, but you're heading over south. You're getting out of America. So the people that are leaving America, cowards. Everybody that leaves, everybody that goes on the ground, everybody that doesn't believe, well, that's, the ones that endure to the end, we are the ones that take over, because we're not the ones that are frightened and scared to death. That's the reward that we get, because we're standing right here in the face of fear, saying, "Bring it on, bring it on." Wait, whatever, Steve, whatever, whatever. Lava, okay. Fire, oh, okay. So here we go. If you go underground, Steve's threatening you with lava and burning, boiling water. If you stay above ground, Steve's threatening you with fire coming down from heaven. It's going to baptize you, right? But if you go to his house for some reason, it's safe. But it's not safe, because he's telling the elite, go underground, I will save you. I will sacrifice and burn in the fire, because Superman's supposed to die, the last Adam, and I'm going to die. Second time. Christ doesn't die ever again. So do you see how he's telling them that, these people this, those this, us that? And so if you go to his house, and then there's the people that he wants to actually worship him as Jesus Christ. His 450 false prophets, well, they know he's not Christ. They know he's representing Satan, even though he's a fraud. He's not even Satan. And then for us that know, well, we know he's not either or, above none of them. So what is our threat? Well, he knows that I know we're not going to burn. Okay, so he can't threaten me with the fire, being baptized in fire. He knows I'm not going on the ground, so he can't threaten me with boiling water and lava. He knows that I don't believe a damn word he's saying. Therefore, when I expose him, he'll threaten me with lawsuits and just subliminal gang stalking messages. That doesn't work. He'll punch into your match, just punch in, Rabin is gonna die, fire. He's trying to push that to the people that believe in gematria, that it truly does expose the truth about things when it's hit or miss, lukewarm. So he can't deceive me with that. He can't get me fearful with that at all. But he can get, again, the level of deception. The people that believe in gematria that way, he got you, all right? Because he's going to keep punching it. And then he purposely lied, He purposely, literally lied. He watches every one of my videos. Every second he has to watch and listen. And because I'm his opponent. And it's like when you get into a boxing match, you're going to study your opponent. You're not just going to hop in the ring and be like, all right, well, let me see what he got. I do that on the other hand. I'll just, in other words, when I record a video and I'm mocking somebody, like lip mocking, I don't even need to know what they're saying. I don't have to listen to it. I prefer to just turn it on, know who I'm going to imitate, and then just let the words come out and mock them like that. So he has those all types of people believe in all types of different things. And it's like, that's on you. Whatever level you're at with whatever you believe, it's what you get. So what is he threatening you with on the other end? You already got the elite. He's telling them He's a sacrificial lamb. He will sacrifice his life for them. Then, because they're going on the ground, the ones that believe that God's going to destroy the earth, and then he's gonna live. He's gonna die, have a wound, whatever. He's gonna live, and then the 450 false prophets, same thing. You know, they're going on the ground, but they better continue to worship me. You better continue to worship, because I promised you life. And so he has them going on the ground, but Steve Fletcher's turning from. He's like, at least Steve is like, the freaking, there ain't no lava coming into our bunker, dummy. Which you're right, Steve Fletcher, you're right. So he can't really, I see you're pulling away from him, but you're still a coward because you're hiding, you're leaving America. You're not going to be here, right? You know, see, it's like those Masons know what's going on, so they're leaving. And then us, what is the biggest threat? What is the biggest threat? The economy. There you go. There you go. He's telling us, yeah, we're going to go to a dark place. We're going to go to a dark place, and the economy's going to collapse. We're not going to have any money. We're going to starve to death. There you go. That's the threat for us. We're going to starve to death. And I say, well, bring it on, Steve. Do the birds of the air concern themselves about what they're going to eat, when they're going to eat, what, you know what I mean? Do any of the animals in the world concern themselves as to what they're going to eat and what they're going to drink, how they're going to find it? None of your spells works on anybody, especially the 144,000. I think we're the only ones that it doesn't work on. It does not work. Everybody else, you got something on them, but you're lying with that too. So everybody's going to see, because we keep talking about it, and we keep showing you and showing who you are and exposing you, that you're going to come to your end just like the Bible says. And you're going to realize how true the Bible actually is. All these years of reading the Bible and just knowing the truth and turning from it, you're going to understand why it's important. The truth that you've been hiding, you're going to understand why it's important, and then how you're going to be used by God to actually distribute the truth once and for all, and to actually help humanity. That's what you're going to do, Steve. And I'm going to be right there with you, helping, when you turn and your senses comes back to you after 12 months or something.